YouTube, welcome back to another video. We get the white pieces today, so we're actually going to play d4. And we may even go into a Queen's Gambit. Now, do they accept? No, we get a declined variation. So we're just going to develop our knight. Very natural move, okay? Now, we could get this bishop out, or we could develop this knight first. I'm not entirely sure which to play. I think maybe just develop our knight first. And then we get into like this weird like semi-Slav sort of game with the pawn on c6, pawn on d5 that isn't going red for some reason. There we go. And now I think probably best to play e3 and then look to get the bishop out and get castled. And then we're very, very happy out the opening, I think. I don't think this could have gone much better for us. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, they developed the knight, and now we just short castle. Playing somebody from Turkey, I believe. Absolutely. Okay, they take the pawn. Feels like a little bit of an inaccuracy, because surely now I just develop my bishop to a much more threatening square than e2. Maybe we also have ideas of putting a knight there. Okay. Thinking now we just back up. This looks very natural. And yeah, having a knight on e5 would just be wonderful, really, wouldn't it? Maybe we play bishop g3 here, because I would really like to keep my bishop. But also, I feel like we have bishop e5. This looks pretty good. In fact, I'm very happy with bishop e5. That looks very good to me. Maybe now here. Queen d3 has a lot of ideas behind it, actually. Obviously, we'd be threatening if we slide our bishop back to c2 at some point. But maybe I play a3 first, just stopping the knight jumping here. If we get a knight trade, I'm not overly fussed about that, in fairness. Do I take this knight? And then after you take bishop c2? I think this makes a lot of sense now, bishop c2. I think this makes a lot of sense. Now we go bishop c2. Okay, so you block. That makes a lot of sense. Now what is the move? Looking at things like b4, looking at just centralizing my rook, like rook e1 or something. I don't want to take. I would not be happy with that. Can I push my h-pawn? What does my opponent want to do? That's probably what I should be thinking here. Okay, so they want to play here, really, don't they? Or maybe like lift their queen. But let's say they want to play rook c8. I think that looks very natural. How do we combat that? Maybe like rook c1. I'm not overly sure. I'm not overly sure we need to do anything. I feel like pushing this h-pawn is an option. I don't know, it just feels very natural, doesn't it? And then if they jump the knight in, I don't know why it's saying reconnecting either. I'm clearly here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, if they go here, not there, sorry. If they play knight here, do I not just have g4? I'm not sure. Okay, that feels very brave. Okay, so I would like to trade this knight, but I don't know if I want to do it right now. Maybe if they take, I just develop my knight like this. Obviously if takes, the queen takes, and then I push. I think I have to take this knight. I think I have to take the knight. Now you've pushed your queen. Okay, so this square is weakened. H2 is weakened. Can I go here? Feels a bit unnecessary. I think H5 is just the move. Obviously, if you take its mate. If you don't take, I can't go here. Oh no, because you don't have queen h4 because of my knight. Because then you'd be threatening mate and threatening the pawn. But obviously you can't play there anyway, which is just wonderful news. Let's have a quick sip of water. that hits the spot. Just not sure what my opponent even has. Right, so takes, obviously takes, then queen takes, then I take. I don't know, I feel like I do have to take though. Let's take. Then when you take with the bishop, I obviously take with the knight, then queen takes. You are hitting this pawn. Could play here. But then you have this. So I should just take, and you're going to open up your rook. And now, can I play here? Is that just insane, though? That looks absolutely insane, doesn't it? F4 looks so insane. Especially because I have a pawn on B2 that's hanging. I really don't know what to play. I'm like at a loss. I'm really at a loss here on what to do. Maybe just B4. Yeah, B4 looks fine, I think. Let's go for B4. I'm not sure. Maybe my opponent plays Rook A to E8. I don't know though. This game is like hurting my brain a lot. I really hope I'm not missing anything. But chances are I probably am. Like maybe my opponent goes for something like this, yeah. But do I not? Can I go bishop here, stopping you pushing this pawn? I think I'm going to go play bishop b3 pretty quickly. And if you go... Okay, but now I feel like I can play here. Or maybe bring a rook. I'm like very stumped as to what to do. Maybe just double stack. Can I double stack though? I don't know. I really want to push this pawn. But I'm going to play rook to d1 first. I think this makes sense. And then I'm going to push this pawn. Potentially. I'm undecided and I'm scared. Oh, maybe a rook on c1 would make so much sense, man. Just like threatening this sort of attack. It would just make so much sense. A rook on c1 should be the objective. I just don't see how my opponent advances, but I'm also very hesitant that I've just played an awful game and I don't know what I'm actually doing. But rook c1 just looks so strong. That can't be right. That just can't be a good move. Now surely I just go here. And then I have this check. What? Oh my god, they're threatening mate, okay. Okay. I have been alerted to the issue. Oh, that's not good, is it? That's very bad, actually. That is very bad. Do I have to push this pawn? Can I just play here, takes, here, here I'd lose a rook, so no. I can't go here, obviously, don't have this. I just have to push this pawn, don't I? But that's a real shame. That is a real shame. Wait, is it? Takes, check. I guess you can block with either of these pieces. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, if you take, check, you block, I go here. Then if you were to take, you'd lose your queen. I don't know. I'm getting overwhelmed. I think they have to take with the queen, though, this pawn on e3. It's very forcing. What? That can't be right, because now I just go check. You block. Here, 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 and here. And I'm completely winning. Okay, here, here. Okay, no, that doesn't work. Here, and then here you lose a queen. Okay, so you can't take with the rook. You have to take this queen. But then I go check. Yeah, no, this is completely winning, right? Like, this is completely winning. And if you just push, I just go here. Or here. And it's mate. I'm so confused. Surely this is over. This game has to be over now. You know when you think the game is over, but then they just snipe you from range? like this bishop here is going to, like, just kill my queen somehow. God, I'm so anxious. I can't believe chess does this to me. If you take the queen, if I was to take that, it'd be a mistake. But I have this check. And your queen's pinned, so you can't just take this rook. So here, check. Here. 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 And then, I don't know, like, just take. Surely this is like resign territory. What am I missing? What am I missing, guys? I'm actually, like, lost. You can't push this pawn. Yeah, it's just done. This game is absolutely over. I think. All I can do is wait for them to make a move, but I'm fairly certain this game is just over. Quick sip of water. But I am feeling very confident here. We're up 4 points of material. The game's done. Game is done. Yeah, I knew that them taking with the pawn was a mistake. But I think they were completely winning there. I don't know. I'm excited to go back and evaluate this game. So guys, stick around and just see how awful a game I likely played. Okay, so my opponent didn't have a rebuttal. They just decided to leave imminently. But hey-ho, what can you really do? Obviously, they would have had to have taken here, but then I'd take here, king here, and then takes, and I'm up 4 points of material. So let's jump straight into a game with you guys and see how we got on. Okay, I'm very nervous for this. How did we play? Okay, we played with an 85.1%. I blundered at the end, apparently. Oh my god, I know you guys can't see this graph, but we're gonna get to it, okay? Okay, so a queen's gambit, all very simple. Bishop f4, it's not the happiest of moves, according to the engine, because just takes. But then I thought I'd just have, like, e4 or e3 or something, but clearly not. They aren't a fan, but we carry on our development. Slide back out the way of the knight, slide forwards, queen there. Takes. We set up the battery with the queen and bishop. Oh, I'm very nervous to see this blunder that we supposedly made. I know I'm going to kick myself when I see it. Wow, when he rook a to b1. Wow, just to protect the pawn. I did consider this, but I just preferred b4. For some reason, they don't like it, but what can you do? It's what I played. Queen g5 is a mistake because of rook a to c1. Okay. I'm not sure on that. And then I centralised a rook. But I knew, yeah, I should have brought a rook to c1 with ideas later on of coming in here and here. But hey-ho, we didn't play it right away. We played it second time around, though. They pushed the pawn. And wow. Oh my god, of course, they can just take this pawn. This is just a hanging pawn. I knew I was losing here. Obviously, it's pinned. This pawn, so can't take back because of this pin from the queen. Oh, that's very upsetting, actually. But they took with the pawn, which is just a huge blunder. And after queen c3, oh my god, this was such a nice find. But obviously, I can't believe we played f3. What we were meant to play was just push this pawn. I should have seen that. That's so poor from me. That is actually so poor. And then we're still just completely winning. It's not exactly easy to prove, though, because material's equal, but I don't know, I felt pretty confident about my chances. But here I remember recording the video, I was not a happy bunny. But anyway, guys, we pick up a pretty big win because we've been on a bit of a slump with the Queen's Gambit. Absolutely brilliant opening. It's so aggressive, so attacking. And if you made it this far, guys, please smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.